Hey! Hi! How you doing? This is the Gamertron, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. Alright, let's get out of the way. Let's make this quick. See what I did there? Okay. Why do we hate QuickTime events? More specifically, why do you hate QuickTime events? It seems no matter where I go, no matter who I hear this from, everyone seemingly in the video game community apparently unanimously hates QuickTime events. QuickTime events have been around for years and years, and no one after all this time seems to have softened up to them. They're still very well hated. And let's look into this. Why do so many people hate QuickTime events? Well, let's start with the base argument, an argument made by a lot of rational people, that they don't like how a QuickTime event, if you fail a QuickTime event, you earn a game over screen. Even though in the base game, which this mostly focuses around combat-oriented games, you may be very skilled, very good at the combat, but then a QuickTime event comes your way, and you end up getting a game over screen, you end up making a mistake. Where in the normal game, in the regular combat, if you made a mistake, you can compensate. In a QuickTime event, you have to start all over. And yeah, I can see the annoyance there. I can see the annoyance in a single button press causing you to get a game over screen, when you may be actually very competent at the base game. Another complaint I hear from a lot of people are specific villains or boss characters that are boiled down to a QuickTime event, such as the case with Call of Duty, Far Cry, Clive Barker's Jericho, Resident Evil, the Resident Evil games, God of War. Wait, actually, hold the phone. Most of those games that I just mentioned are criticized for their QuickTime events. Yet, God of War has many a time been praised for its QuickTime events. Wait, what? Excuse me? So, executing someone in God of War via a QuickTime event is okay and will be praised? But say in a game like Hitman Absolution, Angry Joe, and other gamers hate the fact that Hitman Absolution's melee combat, and even a boss battle, is constructed of QuickTime events. Little bit of hypocrisy there. Also, people complain about the QuickTime events found in Clive Barker's Jericho, the Resident Evil games, the Far Cry games, and many other games, but we can all unanimously agree that the cutscenes found in Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance are fucking awesome. I'm just seeing this massive, enormous amount of hypocrisy when it comes to QuickTime events. QuickTime events can't always be absolutely awesome and brutal and gory like God of War and Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. You can't shit on one QuickTime event section and then go around and say another QuickTime event section is alright, it's awesome. That's hypocrisy. QuickTime events are QuickTime events. You can't pick and choose. Sure, there are absolutely some QuickTime events that look cooler and are better, like they play better than others, but you can't say all QuickTime events are awful and then go praise QuickTime events for being awesome in another game. I'm not saying QuickTime events are necessarily good, but they're not necessarily bad either. Some people say that QuickTime events steal away gameplay, like you could have had us do the regular combat there for that section, or regular movement for that section there. As much as you guys may hate to hear this, QuickTime events kind of mirror life. Now I know that sounds stupid at first, but stay with me. There are moments in life that are out of your control sometimes, and you have to react. You have no control over the situation. All you can do is react. And sometimes there are times in life where you do things that you usually don't do. They feel different. You move differently. And in a tense situation, you have to react quickly. Think of QuickTime events as your character's impulses. Of course you're not fully in control. You're just reacting to the situation. If I may use Call of Duty as an example for a second. With the final confrontation with Makarov, Price is injured. The playable character Price is injured. He cannot move. He cannot be controlled normally, as you could in the core base gameplay. He's in a situation that requires him to think quickly, act on impulse. So he's not going to move or have the same actions that you could perform in the base game. You're in a unique situation that requires impulse timing. As much as people hate having control taken away from them, in real life, situations like this occur, where you're not always in control of yourself. You are just reacting on impulse to survive, to defeat something that may harm you. Yes, it's annoying when you lose a QuickTime event. Yes, it's annoying when QuickTime events pop up during a cutscene and you're unprepared. But QuickTime events aren't the devil. And I can understand where developers are coming from. Believe it or not, as much as you want to convince yourselves that there's another way, that there's an alternative to QuickTime events, unfortunately the only alternative is to sit back and watch something else play out without any interaction from you. And then it's just an extended, long, action-packed cutscene that you wish you were a part of. So then the devs fail on that term. Then they fail in that way. So they have to make a choice. It's either have you sit through watching something or QuickTime event. We want our characters in video games to go through peril and come out the other side swinging. We want to have tense, nail-biting situations. We want to have our characters perform extraordinary feats. But that doesn't always translate well into regular gameplay. And there's only two options: cutscene or QuickTime event. I'm sorry, but there's nothing else on offer. Hell, even regular gameplay is arguably just one long QuickTime event. I mean, when you run down a hallway, you're just clicking that one key. Man, I wish I could click this other key, and I could still go that way. QuickTime events translate to regular gameplay as well. It's just you hitting buttons to perform an action. Yes, I see the downers in QuickTime events, but QuickTime events aren't the devil. They aren't the worst thing ever. They aren't a legitimate flaw with game design or with gameplay. They're not a flaw. It's unfortunately a necessary asset that needs to be implemented in order for certain gameplay sections to progress or work well, or have our character go through that badass yet dangerous action that normal gameplay just can't accommodate for. But hey, that's just my opinion. That's what I think of QuickTime events and how people hate QuickTime events. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say on QuickTime events. Do you disagree with me? Do you agree with me? Let me know in the comments section below. I love getting comments. Please leave your comments and let me know what you guys think of QuickTime events. Please hit the like button if you like this video or agree with me. If you like the video in any way, shape, or form, it helps me, helps you, helps everybody involved with the video if you hit that like button. And I'm the Gamertron. I love video games. I love talking about video games. I hope we can all have a reasonable conversation about QuickTime events. I have my opinion. What's yours? I love video games. I love talking about video games. I love comparing opinions on video games. If that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing to my channel and supporting me. I would really appreciate it if you do. Anyways, this has been the Gamertron. This has been the Gamertron Show. This has been a video. And I will see you guys later.